Hello guys, my name is Kiki and let's jump into today's project. The first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take this bottle of Unstopables and we're gonna clean it and remove the label. Now we're gonna start with the painting and I'm using ivory from Apple Barrel, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint this part with that ivory paint. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it 2 coats of that ivory paint because I'm using acrylic paint, so it will need more than 1 coat. So we're gonna paint it completely, then I'm gonna come back with white from Waverly. And then we're gonna paint all of what we have left with that white paint. Like this, we're gonna let it dry. Then I have 2 round dowels and 2 square dowels. Those 2 square dowels are gonna be their arms, or his arms. And I'm gonna paint some of that. Like you can see, I left like 1/4 of an inch, something like that, without painting. Now I'm taking my round wooden dowel and I'm gonna paint 3/4 of the way of that dowel on white, and I'm gonna repeat the same with the other dowel. Then we're gonna let it dry and come back and use this that's Lagoon from Waverly, and we're gonna paint that missing spot that it's like 1 inch from the dowel, 1.5 inches, with that blue paint. And we're gonna cover that completely, being careful that we only paint that piece of the wooden dowel. And then we're gonna repeat that with our other brown dowel. Then we're gonna take our square dowel and we're gonna paint that piece that we left without paint with the blue paint, and repeat that with the other one. Now that we have all of that together, we're gonna come back with crimson from Waverly. I just love that red. And we're gonna paint the tip of the square dowels in that beautiful red, including the top. Repeat that and then come back with a fine paintbrush, and paint a line in between the red and the white from the round dowel. And then we're gonna make lines with that red paint all around our dowel, like you can see here. And we're gonna continue doing that. We don't have to go all the way up because those are the legs and are gonna be attached to the container. That container. Now I'm gonna make his belt, and for that what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the crimson and a square paintbrush, and I'm gonna paint that like this all around. And then we're gonna take that container and we're gonna start doing some swirly thingies. And I was supposed to make them facing the other way, but I like them this way. Yep, I wanted to make it look different. So I did it the wrong way, but instead of cleaning them up and starting over, nope, I decided that he's gonna look different than any other Nutcracker. Now we're gonna do the same in the bottom, and we're gonna do those swirly thingies down there to make it look like it belongs there. Now we're gonna take the cap off and we're gonna take that white piece and we're gonna start doing diagonal red or crimson lines. We're gonna do that all around that piece. And after we finish with that, I come back to the white spots and I added some of the white Waverly chalk paint to. This is part of the Highlight Wednesday Nutty for Nutcrackers that I'm doing with Antonette from Ant's Place. In the description box down below, you're gonna find the link for her channel so you can go and check her out, and also for the video that she made for this collab. Go and check her out because I know you're gonna love her. If you're coming from Antonette's channel, hello and welcome! If you like modern farmhouse, boho decor, and lots of silly jokes, subscribe because that's what I do here. And here's my social media, check me out. Now that we have all of that done, we're gonna take again our container and we're gonna take that lagoon and we're gonna paint a stripe in between those swirly thingies that we have in the bottom. And just like that, we're gonna do that and make it look cute. So we're gonna continue painting, and then I'm gonna come back with the lagoon color, and I'm gonna do a stripe in between my ivory and my white, but without touching the middle. Now we're gonna take those square dowels and a bead, and we're gonna add the bead on the blue part of the square dowel, like that. Those are the arms. Now we're gonna do the same with the legs or the round dowels, and I'm taking a square dowel that I'm gonna paint in the color lagoon later, and we're gonna glue that as the boots. Now I'm gonna attach the arms by adding hot glue and gluing them together. Look at that, looking cute. He doesn't have a face, but he has arms. So we're gonna attach both arms, and then we're gonna start adding his hair. I couldn't find the faux fur that I should be using for his hair, so I'm using this type of furry kind of fabric, so he looks like a shaved, beautiful nutcracker. Now we're gonna take the same fabric and we're gonna make his beard, and I'm just measuring it and cutting it. Then I'm gonna glue it using hot glue like that, and we glue it back to it, and then look at that, looking cute. We're gonna add his hat. It's a hat. And we're gonna take this ornament or sticker from Dollar Tree, I'm sorry, and glue it to his hat. Now I'm taking antique wax and just rubbing it in his face a little bit to give it a little bit of shadowing to that face. And I'm gonna continue doing that all around his face because that ivory paint color wasn't doing it for me. I needed him to have a little bit more color in his face. Now I'm gonna take white, Snow White from Apple Barrel, and I'm gonna start making his mustache. And I'm gonna paint it with a fine brush to give it some brush strokes so it looks like hair. What I'm doing is I'm doing both of those type of fish kind of thingies. And I'm gonna paint those, and then I'm gonna do his eyebrows. And just like that, he has one of his eyebrows, and I'm gonna repeat the same with the other side. And as you can see, they are sisters, but not twins. Like we have that issue with our eyebrows. Now I'm gonna paint the white part of his eyes with the same paintbrush and paint. And then when we finish with that, look at that, so cute. Let it dry. Come back with crimson from Waverly, and we're gonna make his lips with the same paintbrush. Just like that, we're gonna paint really nicely a thicker lower lip, and then we're gonna paint the top part of his lips. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move on to his teeth. For that, I'm using Snow White, and I'm just painting squares inside his mouth, just like this. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back with my lagoon color, and I'm gonna paint his eyes, but I tried with this and it didn't work. So I'm gonna take a dowel, and I just love this tip to make eyes or round things. You just use your dowel and you can make a beautiful circle like that. Now I'm gonna grab some antique wax, and I'm cleaning my paintbrush, and I'm gonna use that antique wax to make his nose. We're gonna do his nose like this, just like that, and grab a paper towel and press it lightly on that wax. Then I'm gonna do his eyes and the lines between his teeth. And that will be it. We will have beautiful. And this is how my nutcracker turned out. As you can see, he's looking so cute. And for being my first time making a nutcracker, I think I did a decent job. Let me know in the comments below if you like this or if you don't. I don't have the hair that it's supposed to have because I can't find that faux fur over here. So this one is a shaved Nutcracker. I lost the footage for his belt buckle and the two mints on his boots, but those in the boots are two googly eyes that I painted like a mint, and the one in his belt buckle is a piece of wood that I painted in the same way. And this is how it's looking. Remember that in the description box down below, I'm gonna leave you the link to Ant's Place channel and also to her video so you can go and check her out. Go and check her out because I know you're gonna love her. And remember that if you like it, hit the thumbs up. If you love it, subscribe so you can keep on watching these type of videos. Take care. Bye-bye.